From August 2nd until August 27, 2025, we were staying on the 25th floor in the Auslesen Tower in the Meisterstadt community on Batam, Indonesia. Batam is an island right below Singapore. Okay, so we got to our Airbnb in Batam, Indonesia. Here is the kitchen and yep, hot plate, and this is the only pan I have. And this is the dishes we have. Okay, at least this one here for cooking. Yeah, Airbnbs are never fun. Oh, and of course, no towels, no kitchen towels. They never give you kitchen towels. I don't understand. Not gonna use this. Some cleaning stuff. Oh, this is really cute. So they're like little things you can take, I'm sure. And oh, but enough toilet paper. I like that. Oh, and what is that? Like tissues, napkins, something like that. Wet wipes. I think these are wet wipes. Yeah, super cool. This is Paul's. So this is cool. And then the fridge and freezer are big. Oh, what I think is awesome. Hey, look, all that water was here. So for us, that is super cool. Yeah, Indonesia, don't drink tap water. So not just one, like these two plus that big one. This is really super cool. Always one of these. And these are here, so of course not for me. But ayam. Ayam is chicken. I already know that much in Indonesian. Bawang, I don't know. But it's so cool. Bawang could be onion because here it says onion chicken flavor. But so, oh, and coffee. Ooh, even coffee. What is here? Ooh, and tea. Oh, that is cool. I guess here's some sugar. But that is really cool. And so here is the, hello. Here is the bathroom. And look at this. Toothpaste that we never use. We just use hydrogen peroxide. And 2 toothbrushes. That is so cute. I've never seen that before in an Airbnb. So we're definitely going to take those with us. We're just going to leave that here for someone else or so. He doesn't have to put up a new one because we're not going to use that anyways. But those we're definitely going to keep. So super cool. So, oh, I think these are all the towels we have. Oh my gosh. So it's like, because usually I use one of the big towels in the kitchen, but now we only have 2 big towels. So, oh, actually Paul has his own towel. So I'm probably going to use one of that in the kitchen. Then here, the shower. And I saw there's body wash and shampoo and some cleaner. So, and then here, Paul is already, he's counting money. Yeah, we're rich. Look, we have like millions of dollars. No, what is
Rupee.
it? Dollars, rupee. I mean rupiah, but what is that? Millions or how much is it?
No, the millions are over there. This is almost a million.
Almost a million, so we're millionaires. But yeah, of course, this is like, what is this? This is like 5 cents.
That right there is $6.
This is $6, yeah. So this is like, what is this? Like 5 cents?
A penny.
A penny,
Yeah.
1 cent, yeah.
Like
Yeah, rupiah. So yeah, it's crazy. So, okay, here is one station, and then here's even a second one. So I can also put up my laptop here and work here. So, and here's another chair with the back, so I'm gonna use that. I don't wanna use those. And a bed, yes, we have to share a bed, no problem. Of course, I prefer to have my own bed. I prefer to have my own room, but hey, no problem. And here, just a cupboard. Yeah, it's a mess. We really just got here. We're tired. This is the view. Similar to Malaysia. Here we're on the 25th floor. Malaysia, we were on the 40th floor. But yeah, here we can do the same game like we did in Malaysia. Try to find as many mosques as possible. I already found 5. Here is one. Yeah, there are many mosques that we could see from our apartment, but we could barely hear them. We didn't really hear them, or just, yeah, barely. What was actually really nice. But the chairs in the apartment were way too small for Paul and way too uncomfortable for me. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi was quite shitty. It's wireless carrier, 4.5 to 5.5 megabits a second. Usually we get 50 megabits a second. And every night at 10 p.m. they force a reboot. So everyone gets disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So you have to reconnect it again if you want to keep using it. But it's good that they do that because a lot of people just stay connected but don't use it, and that slows down the internet. So they do that to free up connections and improve the speed. First I thought, hey, we can't even hear the busy street from our apartment, but we did, especially the motorbikes, the motorcycles. But at first I thought we couldn't really hear it because the AC is so loud. But it wasn't that bad, it was totally okay. except for the motorcycle races. Those were really loud. Yes, illegal motorcycle races. Quite often, not every night, but usually on the weekends, yes. And I also managed to film some. Here is one I filmed at 1:01 a.m. Much more important for me was that there was absolutely no sound from above. I am so sensitive about sounds from above. It's so bad. It's like, it feels like there's someone in my brain. So I was really happy about that. Paul said that lots of units are probably empty. He thinks most of the units in that building got like rented out to tourists. There was also not much noise from outside, from the hallway or like another apartment. Yeah, sometimes you could hear like a kid or a guy on the phone or so, but it wasn't bad at all. Or you could hear when an apartment close by got cleaned, so you could hear that, but not bad. The bed was so comfortable, not too hard, not too soft, just perfect. Oh, and the water had a lot of water pressure. I love that, especially for washing my hair. It makes it so much easier, it goes faster, or washing dishes. But actually, the water pressure in the kitchen wasn't as strong as the one in the bathroom. There's also no hot water in any of the sinks, like in the sink from the bathroom or in the sink from the kitchen. No hot water comes out there. But the water in the shower, that can get out really hot, like crazy hot. I figured that out, that it's very common in poor countries that the water from the sink is not temperature controlled. So it's not cold, so you can't get it really cold and you can't get it hot. It's just like lukewarm. There's just one temperature. So that's yeah, now since we've been here in Asia, I think almost everywhere it's been like that. So for cleaning dishes, I just used the hot water from the kettle. So I just made hot water in there. But oh my gosh, it took so long for the water to boil in the kettle. Really crazy long. So it took around 17.5 minutes. Well, it depended how full it was. But once I timed it, when it was pretty full, 17.5 minutes until it started boiling. That takes so long. That is so long. Usually water kettles, they don't take that long. And also on the stove for cooking meals and stuff, it took a long time for it to warm up and really cook and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention, lots of dishwasher detergent. Look, because that was a problem in Europe. They had dishwasher detergent, but like really tiny bits. So here, since we've been in Asia, always lots of dishwasher detergent. So like always in an Airbnb, I do dishes before we use it. This time I have to say they were pretty clean, but still I saw some with a little bit of dirt, and it's just like you don't know who was here before you. It's kind of gross. I don't do that when we do trusted house sitters because I get to know the people and it's like it's different unless there's like a need for it. But Airbnbs, I always do that. I also figured out this kitchen counter is so much lower than normal. And look, I don't know. So here. Well, here's my knee, here's my hand. It's like, well, Indonesia, people are small. Yeah, it's gonna hurt my back. I just figured it out. I asked Paul, is it true? Is that lower than usual? And yes, it is. What I really love, this dishwashing detergent is so strong. It's super foamy. That is cool because, oh, look at this. And I already cleaned all that shit with this here. It's so foamy because sometimes we get detergent that got diluted, so it's like super weak, or even just the detergent, it didn't even get diluted, but it's just weak detergent. So this is super cool. We weren't supposed to use the kettle while we were using the stove. Well, actually it said gas stove. So apparently there used to be a gas stove. Oh, I love gas. But well, when we were there was just a hot plate there. So yeah, we tried to avoid that. We didn't use both at the same time. But actually, honestly, towards the end, maybe 3-4 times we used it both together because we just didn't want, I used it both together because I just didn't want to wait, because each one of them takes so long, and if you can only use one and you have to wait, and then you can finally use the other one. So yeah, I used both together maybe 4, 5 times, I don't know, and nothing happened, but we didn't use it all the time, both at the same time. So as I mentioned, the stove, actually there wasn't a stove, there was an induction plate. It also took so long to warm up, and that was really weird for me because so far, well, by the way, I fucking hate induction plates. But so far, all the induction plates I used before that one in Indonesia, they were really fast, and I thought that was like a selling point of them. Like, hey, induction plates, they heat up so fast, they get the water boiling so fast. I thought that was one of the selling points of induction plates, but I don't know, at least that one in Indonesia, or maybe it has to do, I have no idea about that stuff, maybe it has to do with the, how do you say, the electricity there, or the, I don't know, it just took also forever to warm up. Okay, so look, it's like this. That's so funny. They have a hood, but no range, so they just put this one in. It was in like that, yes. I wanted to turn it around, but I took it out, so you can't, yeah, kind of funny. So there's a hood, but not really a range. So, and we just plugged it in. It wasn't plugged in, so you have to plug it in here. Oh, and the vent. It had a nice hood, but the fucking vent just sucked up the smoke, the wind, whatever, and just blew it right out again. And I'm taller than most Indonesians, I would say. It blew it right in my face. And it's like so fucking stupid. That's for nothing. In Reno, Nevada, the USA, where we lived before we started this Nomad Life, we had also one of those vents. And it's like, oh, for the environment, or I don't know what, that's fucking bullshit. So it doesn't blow outside. It actually blows back into your apartment, which is so fucking stupid, because then everyone just opens the windows anyways. And it's just for nothing. It just makes noise for nothing, and it's fucking stupid. Sorry, I don't understand those. I don't understand those. So like in Reno, Nevada, I never used the vent because I don't want the noise for nothing, and I don't want the stuff blown in my face. Yeah, in Reno, Nevada, it didn't blow into my face. It blew like up. But as mentioned, I'm taller than the average Indonesian person, so it blew right in my face while I was cooking. Oh, hell no. So the bathroom, almost all the bathrooms we had during our Nomad Life, the bathroom smelled. But I felt at the beginning of our stay in Indonesia, in that apartment, in that Airbnb, it didn't smell as badly as towards the end. So I asked Paul, what do you think? He said, oh, it always smelled the same. So here I have to say, towards the end, I was on my period. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. So I don't know if my sense of smell got even more sensitive and it smelled stronger to me. I don't know. And I also want to make clear here, we had bathrooms that smelled much worse than the one in Indonesia. There was lots of stuff available in the apartment. I love that. So toilet paper, dishwashing soap, shampoo, shower gel, even 2 boxes of tissue papers, and lots of refill tissue papers. Actually, we did run out of the toilet paper, so there was not enough toilet paper there, but we didn't have to buy any because we still had toilet paper, 6 rolls left from Malaysia. There we had to buy toilet paper, so we still had 6 rolls left anyways. But there was no broom. We were staying there for 25 days, and Paul likes to vacuum or sweep regularly. So we bought a broom for 35,000 rupiahs, that is $2.16, at the local market. That market was about a 15-minute walk from the apartment. But we only bought a broom, no dustbin. Oh, but there was a broom there. I even looked in there before, but I didn't see it. Paul told me later that he actually saw the broom, but he still wanted to buy a new one because he explained to me that if a broom is stored outside or used outside or both, it's not really good to use that same broom inside. That's how you get parasites. And because that broom was on that soiro balcony thingy, whatever, so Paul thought they probably used it to clean the fan there, and it was, yeah, kind of outside anyways. So he wanted a new broom, and for $2.16, I was okay with it.
Pick up your legs, woman. Just like, yes. Oh, the joy. The joy of wax on, wax off.
We didn't didn't know what to do with the trash. So Paul told me other people just put it outside of their apartment. So we started doing that too, and yes, the trash disappeared. So probably a guy working there just once in a while walks by and collects all the trash. But 6 days later, Paul actually found the room where the trash gets put in. So from then on, of course, we put our own trash in that room, in the trash cans there. And suddenly, towards the end of our stay, I kept seeing signs that said garbage and an arrow, so where the garbage is. And Paul, he said, oh, I could swear they weren't there before, also earlier, and they looked really new. So yeah, I think when we got there, there were no signs for the trash, for the garbage, and while we were there, they got put up. Maybe they got put up because we just put our trash outside, but we weren't the only ones. Yeah, and these apartment complexes were actually pretty new. I mean, we were staying in one, but there were like 3 or 4, I don't know. But so on my Find Penguin app, on the map, you can't even see them. But I think on Google Maps and Apple Maps, they were already there. But yeah, the buildings were pretty new. The view reminded me so much of Malaysia. In Malaysia, here is a video. We had a Airbnb on the 40th floor, and well, the view was very similar. And like in Malaysia, the number 4 was missing in the elevator. So in Malaysia, you have 3A and 13A and so forth. But after 40, the 4 was there. So you had 41, 42. But in the elevator in Indonesia, it was even worse. So not just the 4s were missing, also the number 13, what is an unlucky number in Switzerland and I guess also in other Western countries. Also, no floors from 40 to 49 were there, and it seems the 13A and the 23A were placed super randomly, so it was like really weird. The number 4, by the way, in China is a very unlucky number because in Mandarin it sounds almost like the word death. It's actually the same word, just a different tone. You know, they have a tonal language. Well, and Chinese people are very superstitious. But apparently also Malays are superstitious and even more so Indonesians. Oh, I hated it so much. They put a smelly thingy in the elevator. Yes, I'm so sensitive to scents and smells and all that. And yeah, sometimes I had to cover up with my bandana in the elevator because it smelled of like a perfume or a aftershave or whatever. Sometimes the people were still in the elevator, sometimes not even, but their smell still lingered there. So yeah, sometimes I got problems in the elevator, but after they installed that thingy, smelly thing in there, that smelly thingy thing, I don't know, in the elevator, I had problems in the elevator every single time and not just sometimes, so thank you very much. But at least they installed it like, what was it, like 2 days before we left, so yeah, I was lucky. Oh, and like in Malaysia, again, on the 6th floor in Indonesia, there was a gym and a pool and probably other stuff for residents to use. The pool didn't have any dress rules like the one in Malaysia. The rules were especially for women. It just says proper swimming attire must be worn. Well, what does that mean? A bikini is total proper swimming attire, right? But maybe not really in a highly Muslim country like Indonesia. Maybe that is not proper there. So we could see the pool from our window, and sometimes I looked down and I saw lots of people in there, especially on weekends. It got really full, and not just children, also women and men were there, but no woman in a bikini. Yes, the women exposed their shoulders, and some of them had very, very short shorts on, but you never saw a woman's belly. Some of them wore the entire chador or abaya. I think that's how you call them. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it and if those are actually even the right terms. And some were wearing jeans, shorts, and a shirt. So yes, in Western countries, that wouldn't be proper swimming attire at all. But as I mentioned, in Indonesia, that was probably proper swimming attire. I don't know. We are in the East here. There's a different culture here, so there are different rules. Unfortunately, I only had a bikini with me. I wanted a one-piece swimsuit for years, but could never find one. And I wanted to buy one in Batam, Indonesia, but you can't find one anywhere. because I really hate doing water sports with a bikini. But so anyways, I just avoided going into the pool, so I didn't use it at all. I didn't want to offend anyone or go against some unwritten rules, and I also didn't feel like just go swimming in like my regular clothes. The gym was the best included gym we had so far. With included, I mean like when we do trusted house sitters somewhere, or we have an Airbnb and there is a gym included in the community or in that building, or so we don't pay extra for the gym. So that one in Batam, Indonesia was the best included gym so far. Yes, there were no mats or bands or boxes, but a lot more machines and free weights. We really enjoyed that gym and I put a fun workout together for me. But when it was raining, there was water on the floor at the gym. So it was leaking, the wall, the windows, I don't know. And yes, of course, I managed to drop my phone into a water puddle once. But once it completely dried, it just works just as it worked before, so everything is fine. This is the cheapest studio apartment we found so far on Airbnb. Yes, Indonesia is really cheap. So we only stayed 25 days there, but we actually paid for 28 days. So we got the monthly discount. Because if we would have paid only for 25 days, it would actually have been more expensive. Yeah, as mentioned, Indonesia is really cheap. Paul found online on a realtor page a similar one-bedroom apartment at a similar place for 3,760,000 rupiah. That is $228.86 per month. But you have to rent it for at least 3 months. Stay happy, stay healthy.